What's up, guys? It is Mitchell J, the Scaredy Cat Guide, and some fresh crypto news and Bitcoin analysis for you. So, as you can see on the screen, we see that Square got the green light from the state of New York. They got their BIT license. So, what does that mean? Basically, if you don't know, Square started basically offering the ability to buy Bitcoin through their service last year, but the state of New York was a no-no. So this bit license, which has been a pretty big deal in the state of New York, and you need to pay a pretty penny to get the damn license, along with meeting some requirements, gives you the ability to now do business in New York. So Square is now the ninth company to essentially get a New York bit license. So all this means is now we just opened up a whole state of New York to be possible Bitcoin buyers. So these are the things we want to see: continued availability to more and more markets, bigger and bigger demographics. So um, obviously, I'm sure there's people in New York that have certainly bought Bitcoin other ways, but now this is just yet another way. So that is always a good thing against over a bad thing, and more importantly, the expansion of crypto continues, the availability of it, and the legalization, so to speak, of it. So, I mean, basically, Square is now legally selling Bitcoin in the state of New York. So no one can bitch about it. No one can complain about it. There's no worries of freaking fraud, lawsuits, all that crap. So these are good things. The more it becomes legitimized, the more, you know, John and Jane Doe become okay with it, and it becomes part of their lives, and then the general masses invest. And also, I think this is good for institutional investing. I mean, New York City is essentially the financial hub of the world. So I think this only helps that as it becomes more entrenched in New York as a legitimate thing and a legal thing. So glad to see it. Anyway, let's look at Bitcoin because we actually have some positive price action, well, to an extent. So we have our support level here. We got the spike back in February, the April lows. And as you can see, we kind of like we're testing them. Did we actually breach at any point? Let's see. What was that? 58.73 was absolute low. Actually, why am I even looking at this? I know we didn't get under 6K. So yeah, on a closing basis, we actually did create a new low, but on an intraday basis, we did not. Um, Against the 2018 low, which was a spike back in February, and then we came close to it again in April. So this support area generally held or is holding because we really haven't bounced much. You see, we got a green candle today. It was nice though to see a move um, of 300-400 points. And now the new day started a few hours ago, and it's pretty much going nowhere. It's a little red, but you'll notice I have this blue squiggly line. That is the 10-day moving average because I'm looking at a daily chart. So it is basically a 10-period average, and each period is a day. So it is the 10-day moving average. And um, I like to look at this sometimes just to get a feel for how extended we've gotten on a buy or sell side. So generally it's always going to revert back to the 10-day because the 10-day is a very short-term average. So as you can see, like over here on the upside, like we spiked up away from it and then kind of went sideways while it caught up, and then did the same thing and caught up. So you can see the same thing on the downside. Spike down, bounced a little bit to let it catch up, down, bounced to let it catch up, down, grind it sideways, actually got above it. So you see we constantly dance with it. So when we spiked down here, we started going sideways, waiting for this 10-day. I'd much rather bounce, but we waited for the 10-day period to come. And now we've gotten a small bounce in addition to waiting for it, that we're back there. It's actually technically above it, but I don't really look at this as like a buy sell signal. I more use it just as a gauge in the short term to see if we're stretched over a few day period. So now that it's back here, the question is, do we just pull down and consolidate to let the kind of average catch up, and then we're going to leg down again, or is this us essentially, bouncing, and now we're going to push above it and essentially turn this average? Like, is this moving average going to turn? And in order to do that, we need to stay above it and move higher. So we'll see. I'm hoping that we're not just we didn't just leg down, consolidate to leg down again. Because I mean, think about it. That's what happened. Leg down, pretty much consolidated. I mean, that's a very modest bounce. Leg down, consolidating sideways. So let's hope we don't stair step down. Like I said, if we do, I'm looking at 5,800 to 5,900 as the next level. That is obviously a pivot point. It is the 2018 intraday all-time intraday low, and also if you look at the weekly chart, which I've shown before, you can see it's kind of a clear pivot point slash support level. So hopefully we don't need to get down there and find out upside. Like I said, we really need to get to this prior top at 7,700. So that's basically the deal. It has been a long day. I'm losing my voice. I will put some links in the show notes, as I always do, for a bunch of free crypto trading information I have, and then also a link to that Bitcoin mining syndicate. Basically, for the manual, that's mainly what I derived value out of it from, mainly, especially talking about all the different mining rigs and things like that. So, and that's how I look at stuff. If I can get, a few gems out of something, so I mean, even if like 5 pages of an ebook is actionable information for me, then it was worth me investing in it. So anyway, I will see you on the next video, and we will see what crypto is doing then.